Attorney General Pam Bondi directing federal prosecutors to seek the death penalty for Luigi Mangione. He is accused of shooting and killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on a street in New York City. In a statement, Bondi calls the murder, quote, a premeditated, cold-blooded assassination, an act of political violence. The murder happened back on December 4th. Mangione was arrested 5 days later in central Pennsylvania. He faces federal and state charges, and the federal charges made him eligible for that death penalty. We've got attorney Brian Watkins joining us now to break this all down. It's our understanding that the state case will go first, but in bringing and making this a death penalty case now, what is the government trying to say here?
The government's trying to say, you cannot commit premeditated, cold-blooded murder based on some political idea or your political opinions. And if you do that, we will kill you.
How rare is it for the federal government to seek the death penalty in a case like this?
Very rare. Very, very, very few people are on death row in federal court or in the federal system. So only on special circumstances will the federal government seek the death penalty. Of course, the two circumstances are cold-blooded first-degree murder and treason.
Yeah, and this clearly is the former. So with Pam Bondi making that announcement today, what changes here as the road continues now for Luigi Mangione in the courts?
Well, of course, with the other death penalty on the table, the stakes are extremely high. You don't want to lose that case. With the state case, he's looking at life without the possibility of parole, so spending the rest of your life in prison. But there's no double jeopardy between federal and state. So you can be prosecuted in the states, receive the life without the possibility of parole sentence, and still be charged in federal court and receive possibly the death sentence there.
So hypothetically here speaking, let's say both cases go to trial. He is convicted in both and he's on death row. What are the chances that this works its way to an execution chamber?
Normally in a case where there's both state and federal prosecution, if the state wins and the person is sentenced to a lengthy prison sentence or something like life without the possibility of parole, a lot of time the feds will drop their charges rather than put the victims through another trial in another case, knowing that the person's already been sentenced to the max. It's kind of double, overkill to sentence him additionally in federal court. However, in this case, I do see the federal government going forward because the federal government's making a statement that we don't care about your political opinions. If you're going to act on them and do premeditated, cold-blooded murder, you will face the death penalty, and we will give it to you.
Okay, so when you saw the news as an attorney, were you surprised?
No, not under this administration. I mean, they're pretty no-nonsense, and they are going to make America safe again, as they say, and one thing that they need to do in order to enable that to happen is let people know that we are serious and you cannot do premeditated, cold-blooded murder just because you harbor some political opinion or some socialist opinion.
The message loud and clear there from the federal government. Brian, we appreciate your insight tonight.
Thank you.